Hey guys, welcome to Homework Help for Year 5, Term 3, Week 9. On page 5, question 1 says, in how many ways can 6 boys stand in a line if 2 boys want to stand together? So imagine we have 6 boys here. And let's say these 2 want to stand together, so we lock them in. So now we treat them as one person, because they're just together, and so it's a lot easier to calculate the numbers if we just treat them as one person instead of 2 people. So if I draw a tree diagram like I used to, let's say that the boys' names are A, B, C, D, E, F, and let's say A and B want to stand together. So the first position, you could have A, B, or you could have C, or you could have D, or E, or F. Okay, now remember this is only one position. There's only one seat, not 2 seats. Okay, so if AB was first, who could be second? Well, you could have C, or D, or E, or F. So if, for example, if C was first, you could have AB as second, or D, or E, or F. Or let's just do F. If F was first, you could have A, B, or C, or D, or E, and so on. Right? So A, B is just like treated as one person in this case. So if we just draw the tree diagram, all of it, you'll see that there's going to be 5 lots of 4. And then each of these 4 will have 3. So for example, C could have D, E, or F, right? Times it by 3, times it by 2, times it by 1, and so on. And if you multiply this together, you get, that's 5 times 4 is 20, 3 times 2 is 6, and 1, this is 1, so 6 times 20 is 120. So there's 120 ways you can do for this one. However, this is if A and B was standing in that particular order. What if they did BA? What if they decided to change their position and stand as BA? Now we got to do another set of 5 positions. So we got 1. Now instead of AB, we have BA. Okay. So remember, treat that as one seat. So now you're gonna have this. You're going to have BA, and then again C, D, E, F. And if BA was first, you could have C, D, E, F, right? Or let's say F. If F was first, you could have BA, and then C, D, E, and so on, right? So you can draw a tree diagram for both scenarios. This scenario will have 120 ways, whereas this scenario will have another 120 ways, and that's all the possibilities you can get. So the only thing that was tricky was that we had to understand that A, B, and BA they can move around, and then that causes another set of possibilities. So you got 120 ways, and another 120 ways for, this is, let me just rewrite this. This will be for AB, and this will be for BA. So together you're gonna have 240 ways. So let's just get rid of all this. And you can say 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And then after you get that, you have to multiply it by 2. And that gives you 240 ways. Alright, next one. A certain sum of money is divided between 3 boys, so that for each $3 the first boy receives, the second boy gets $4 and the third boy gets $5. If they share $720, how much did the boy who got the least receive? So we got 3 people. Let's pretend their names are A, B, and C for convenience. So every time the first boy gets $3, the second boy will get $4 and the third boy will get $5. So if the first boy gets another $3, which makes $6, okay, the second boy will get another $4, which will be $8, and the third boy will get another $5, will be $10. And so on. So we can go down the line like this. Next one, if the boy A gets another $3, that makes 9. boy B will get another $4, that makes 12, and another $5 will get 15. And we just do another row. This will be 12, 16, and 20, and so on. Now, if we add their money together, right? Let's look at each individual row. Whoop, let's draw that again. This will be 3 plus 4 plus 5, that makes 12. So this is the total. So if the boy A had $3, boy B would have 4 and the boy C had 5, and total will be 12. But if boy A had $6, boy B should have 8 and boy C should have 10, and that makes a total of how much? 24? Now 9 plus 12 plus 15 will be 36. And then you got 12 plus 24, 12 plus 14, that gives you 26 plus 20 becomes 26 plus 20 is 40. Wait, hold on, 40. What? That doesn't seem right. Oh, this is not 14. Whoops, my bad. This should be 16. So that becomes 48. And if you will notice, so what? Actually, let me just finish the question. So the question is asking you what three numbers. If this pattern keeps continuing, right? If we keep adding 3, keep adding 4 to this one, keep adding 5 this one. If we want a total to be 720. So the question is, what is the boy who got the least amount of money? How much money does he get for the one with the least amount? Okay, so the total will be 720. Now let's look at the pattern here. You can see that each of these numbers here are all multiples of 12. So if you divide this by 12, you get 1. If you divide this by 12, you get 2. And so on. So if we divide this by 12, we'll also get a number. Now 72 divided by 12 will give me 60. Okay, what do these numbers mean? Well, you can kind of, think about it, deduce that this number is the line number. So what I mean by line number is this. So I'm just put a line. So line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4, line number, and then this one will be line number 60, because we figured it out that that's line number 60, right? So how do we use the line number that we just figured out to figure out these numbers here? Well, if you take the line number and you multiply it by 3, you will get 3. If you take the line number, let's say line 2, okay, if you times line 2 by 3, you get 6. Times line 3 by 3, you get 9. Times the line 4 by 3, you get 12. So if you want to know what the number in here in the boy A, what he gets, all you gotta do is find the line number and multiply by 3. Suppose you want to find how much B got. Again, take the line number, multiply by 4. So for example, let's look at this one here. Okay, all I gotta do is take the line number, which is the 4th line, and then multiply by 4. So 4 times 4, that gives me 16. And 4 times 5, that gives me 20. Okay, so the line number, just multiply by whatever boy you want. So if you want a boy B, you times it by 4. If you want a boy C, you times it by 5. So here we got line number 60. And we want to know how much boy A got. So boy A, so that all we gotta do is do 60 times it by, boy A usually gets $3, so he times it by 3 and you get 180. So therefore, boy A should be 180. So the person who got the least amount is 180. Okay, I'll rub this out. So the answer here is $180. Hopefully that makes sense. Next one says 11 people at a party all shook hands with each other. How many handshakes were there? Okay. So if 11 people shook hands, now remember how the handshake works, right? If we have, let's say we have 3 people. I'm just going to do 3 people and I'm just going to do these positions. So this is position A. Let's not do that. We'll have A, B, and C. These are the 3 people. How many handshakes are there? Well, A can handshake with B, A can handshake with C, and then B can handshake with B. So therefore, when there's 3 people, there are 3 handshakes. That's all there is. Alright, what if we had 4 people? 4 people. Okay, you got A, B, C, D. Okay, A handshake with B, A handshake with D, and handshake with C, and then B can handshake with who? He's already done with A, so he can't do A again, so we can do with D and with C. And what about D? D can only handshake with C. So how many handshakes are there? There was 1, 2, 3, 3 plus 2 plus 1, and that gives you a total of 6. So 4 people, 6 handshakes. Okay, so instead of doing like this, drawing out the diagram and then figure out how many handshakes will take you forever, right? What you're gonna do is say, okay, imagine this is 2 spots people can stand. So someone can stand here, and someone can stand here, and they handshake each other. Okay, so how many people can stand in the first position? Well, let's just pretend that we had 4 people, and we know there are 6 handshakes, right? So if 4 people, we can have 4 here, and times it by how many handshakes can 4 people handshake with? If one person stands here, so let's just do A, B, C, D, just like we did before the tree diagram. If A stands there, then how many people can A handshake with? Well, A can handshake with B or C or D. How about B? B can handshake with A or C or D. Or what about C? C can handshake with A, B or D. And then D can be A, B, C. Okay? But the problem is that you got double counts. Like A and handshake with B, same as B handshake with A. Same with A handshake with C. C handshake with A. Okay, there's double count of every type. So what we do is, first there are 4 people, so 4 times 3, that gives you 12 possibilities. And then you got to divide it by 2 because we double count, so which gives you 6. Okay, so now let's use that example to do the bigger number here, which is 11. We got 11 people. So that means we got 11 people can stand here. They can handshake with 10 other people. That gives you 11 times 10, which is 110. But remember that there's double count of everything. So you divide it by 2 to remove the double count, and that gives you what? 55 handshakes. There you go. Alright, moving on to the next page. Next one says a family decided to sell their house worth $17,000 and purchase a farm costing $21,000. If their house was sold at 10% less than it was worth, how much more did they need to purchase the farm? Okay, so imagine the house was $17,000, and so this is the original price of the house, and now it just lost 10% of its value. So loss minus the loss in value. Okay, and that gives you the sell price. So we know it's $17,000. In terms of dollars, so here's your dollar amount, and here's your percentage. $17,000 is our 100%. We know that. How much did we lose? We lost 10%. And now we need to find the sell price, which is 90%. Okay. We can't use this. So therefore, we have to use this. So we know that $17,000 is your 100%. Now we want the sell price. We want to get to 90%. Okay. I want to know how much that is. Okay, so let's just go from there to 90%. How do I go to 90%? I can't just jump one jump like that. I must do 2 jumps. I'll go down to 10%, then I'll go to 90%. Okay, so 10% I'll divide by 10, and to go from 10 to 90 I times it by 9. Let's do the same thing here. Divide it by 10 and times it by 9. Dividing it by 10 will be 1700. It just crosses out one of the zeros. Now times it by 9. So that times it by 9, you get 0, 0, 9 times 7, 63. 1 times 9 is 9, plus 6 is 15. So therefore, this will be 15300. Okay, so we just figured out that the how much do I need to purchase the farm? Okay, so the family sold the house for $15,300. Okay, now they want to buy a farm that's worth $21,000. So how much more money do they need? How much more? I'm sure you can figure that out, right? If you want to know how much more, what do? Just do a subtraction. You can work it out. Let's do number 5 now. In a game of Ludo, what are your chances out of 36 of throwing a pair of dice, scoring an 8? So what it's saying is that you got 2 dices, and when you roll it, you add up the numbers, and you want an 8. You want to score an 8 as a sum of those 2 dice rolls. Okay. So it says, what's your chances out of 36 of getting that? Well, the way we do that is we're going to draw I'm going to see if I can draw, maybe I can use this one here. I'll just draw a table. A very wonky table. Then I'll just draw it here then. Okay, I'll see if I can do it like this. I'll just do a big table here. 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay, so we draw a table with our 2 dices, and we're gonna add the sum of all of the results. Okay, so imagine this is your dice 1. I'll just show you real quick. This is your dice 1, and this is your dice 2. Okay, if dice 1 had a 1 and a dice 2 had a 1, what's the total? The total is 2, so we put in table there. Maybe I should put that in green or something. So there'll be 2. What if dice 1 had a 1 and dice 2 had a 2? The result will be, the total will be 3. So you fill out the table by adding all of the possible sum of the dice, whatever their face happen to be when you roll it. So 1 plus 3 is 4, 5. This will be 3. And finally you got 7. And there's all your possibilities. Now the question is, what's your chances? So now the reason it's out of 36, like the question says out of 36, is because you got 36 possibilities. You got 36 numbers in here, right? 6 times 6? 6 times 6 is 36 possibilities. Okay. Now the question is, what's the chance of getting an 8? So look at all the 8s. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that in maybe pink or whatever. So you got the 8 here. Actually, that's terrible. No, I'm just gonna forget it. So you got an 8 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 8s can possibly happen when you throw the dice. So therefore, the answer is 5 out of 36. This is the number of times 8 can occur, and this is the total. This is all possibilities. Okay, so we put the number of times 8 can occur on top and all the possibilities at the bottom, so that'll be 5 out of 36, and that's the chance of getting an 8. Okay, moving on. Number 6, to enclose a square plot of land Okay, so imagine you got a square plot of land. Here we go. Okay. Alright. Now it says posts were placed 2 meters apart with a post at each corner. So let's just put a post at each corner. Posts are like poles or trees, okay? How many posts are needed to enclose this plot of land? Well, we know that 40 meters, okay, divided by 2, you will get 20 posts or trees. Post, we call it post here. So it's 40 divided by 2 give you 20 posts. Oh, sorry, not 20 posts, that's wrong. 20 gaps. So there are 20 gaps. So now you take the number of, because this 40 meters, this is distance. Distance divided by the gap distance will always give you the number of gaps. If there are 20 gaps, how many trees or posts or poles or flags are there? Well, normally we would add 1 to it. Normally it's like the number of flags, let's say flags, is always 1 more than number of gaps. So gaps plus 1, okay? Normally. But when it comes to the enclosed area, the number of flags or poles or whatever, so this post, will equal to the number of gaps. They're the same, okay? So if there are 20 gaps, there must be 20 posts. And there's your answer there. Okay, now the reason for this, if you want to know why this is the case, I'll give you an example. Let's look at let's imagine you got 3 trees. If you have 3 trees, how many gaps are there? 1, 2. 3 trees, 2 gaps. If you have 4 trees, how many gaps are there? 4 trees, 3 gaps. Can you see that the number of trees is always 1 more than the number of gaps? Now this is for an open space, not a closed space. If you have a closed space, let's look at the closed space. Here's a closed space. Let's say you have 4 trees. There's all the trees. So 4 trees. How many gaps? You got 4 gaps. You can see it right there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 gaps. If I had, let's say, 5 trees. 5 trees. How many gaps are there? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 trees, 5 gaps. Okay? So, when it comes to a closed space, the number of trees is equal to the number of gaps. Or poles or whatever. Sometimes they call it poles or posts. In this case, they call it post. So, what I'm trying to say is that the calculation for the number of trees and gaps are different for open space and for closed space. Okay, so you gotta be careful with that. So if this is a closed space, so if there's 20 gaps, there must be 20 posts, and that's how it works. Now, let's go to question 7. Tammy, Lewis, and Sophie go out one night. They brought movie tickets costing a total of $19.20, a meal costing $8.40 each, tram tickets costing $3.15, and ice cream costing a total of $4.80. If they share all expenses equally, how much did each person receive? So all you gotta do is add them all up. So $19.20 plus meal costing $8.40 each. So each, and there's how many people? There's 3 of them. So 3 times $8.40. That'll give you 0, 12, 24, 25. So you gotta add. You're gonna add $25.20. This is for the meals. This is for the movie. And then you gotta add what else? Tram ticket costing $3.15. Notice how they didn't say each, so there's just $3.15. And ice cream a total of $4.80. So you put $4.80 and you add them. Okay, so you add them up. This will be 5. This will be 10, 13, 10, 15 plus 7 is 22, and that'll be 50. There's the answer. So therefore, all of the cost of for 3 people going out, the total is $52.35, which is pretty cheap actually. Now it says, how much did each person pay? Well, this is the total for 5 people. So if you want to know how much each person will pay if they were to share their expenses equally, just divide it by 5 and get the answer there. Okay, I'm moving on. The total bus fare for 3 adults and 2 children is $15. If the children's fare was $1.65 each, how much is the adult ticket? Okay, so there are how many children? 2 children. So the children's fare was this much, so we times it by 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, so $3.30. So the 3 adults plus all the children's cost was $3.30, right? And it came to a total of $15. So first we do is we take 15, we take away $3.30, we find out how much the 3 adult ticket cost. So you do 50, just take away $3.30 here. Okay. This would be a 4, this would be a 10, 10 take away 3 is 7, 4 take away 3 is 1, and this will be 1 take away 0 is 1. So therefore, the 3 adult tickets must cost $11.70 if you want a total to be $15. Alright? So now we want to know that the price of each adult fare. So we take the $11.70 and we divide it by 3 because there's 3 adults. And we want to know how much each person has to pay. So you can do that on your own. Question 9. 7% of Steve's yearly salary is... Okay, so we know that 7% is your $2,030. What is his yearly salary? That means they're asking for what is the whole amount. So they want 100%. So we got to go from 7% to 100%. And we got to figure out what this number is. So we go down to 1%, easy. So we can divide it by 7. And we can divide it by 7. Let's have a look. Divided by 7, I'm pretty sure it divides evenly. 20 divided by 7 will give you 2. 2 times 7 is 14. Take away, you get a remainder 6. Bring the 3 down. 63 divided by 7 is 9. 9 times 7 is 63. 0, bring a 0 down. 0 divided by 7 is 0. So this is 290. Now you want to times it by 100. So you times it by 100. You can get the answer there. Easy. Okay. Moving on. Next page. If 9 exercise books cost this much, how much is it for 5? So you take 1233 divided by 9. Okay, I'll do that for you. 12 divided by 9 will give you 1. 1 times 9 is 9. Subtract, you get remainder 3. Bring a 3 down. 33 divided by 9 will give you 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Take away, you get remainder of 6. Bring the 3 down. 63 divided by 9 is 7. And where's the decimal place? Decimal place is right there, $1.37. And now, so one book is equal to $1.37. They want to know what 5 books are going to cost you. Okay, so from here to here, you times it by 5. Obviously, you times this by 5, get the answer. You can do it yourself. Question 11. Quench cool drink is sold in 4 different sizes. Which is the better buy? Let me think. I could turn all of these into 3 liters or 1 liter maybe? No, 3 liters probably better. Yeah. So we look at this, we say what is the lowest common multiple? So you can have a look here. We look at and the way we look at it is we look at the largest one and we say, okay, 1.5 liters. What's next? We just do the next multiple of that one. So 1.5 liters. What's next one? What's double of that? 3 liters. What's another 1.5? This would be 4.5 liters, and then 6 liters, and so on, right? And we say which one of these numbers can be divided by all the other numbers. So, for example, 3 liters can work with this one, it can work with this one. If you double that, you get, no, if you times this by 4, you get 3 liters. Times this by 6, I think, yeah, or is it 6? 2, yeah, 6. Time this one by 4, 12. Yeah, they can all fit in there. So we choose 3 liters because it's the lowest common multiple. Okay. Now, I want this one to be 3 liters. So 3 liters. So how do we what do we multiply this one to get 3 liters? If you times it by 4, you get 1 liter. And then you go times it by 3 again to get 3 liters. So that's a total of 12. So therefore, you have to multiply it by 12 to get to 3 liters, right? Times this one by 12. So therefore, I must multiply this by 12 to get the price. Okay. Next one is you got to time this one. If you times it by 2, you get 1 liter, and then you times it by 3. That means you times it by 6 altogether. So you times it by 6. This one you times it by. If you times it by 2, you get 1.5 liters. Times it by 2 again, you get 3 liters. That means you times this one by 4. And this one you double it, and you get 3 liters. All right. So this is all going to be 3 liters because we're going to multiply it by the correct amount. Turn it all into 3 liters. Now, what will their corresponding price be? So if I times it by 12, 12 times 85 cents. Okay, 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Magical 0, 85, add them up, you get 0, 12, and 10. So this will be 1020 cents. If you want to turn to dollars, divided by 100, you get $10.20. Now the next one, we're multiplying it by 6. Whoops. We're multiplying by 6, so you gotta multiply this one by 6 as well. Okay. So $1.46 times it by 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 4 is 24 plus 3. 24 plus 3 is 27. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8. $8.76. So this one is going to cost you $8.76. It's better than the first one already. Next one, we're multiplying by 4. So we got to times this by 4 as well. Okay. So you got $2.16 times it by 4. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6. And 4 times 2 is 8. So this one is $8.64. And the next one we times it by 2, so we times this one by 2. Okay. So $4.26 times it by 2. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 2 times 4 is 8. So this one is going to cost you $8.54. And let me just double check 12. Yep, that's correct. Alright. So therefore, you can figure out what the best buy is from there, right? So the best buy is obviously this guy. The last option. Okay. Which is the better buy? Well, the answer is, if you want, just circle D. If you want, you can do that. Question 12. Find the 2 numbers that multiply to give you 40, and the 2 numbers, and the 2 number must also add to give you 13. Okay. They multiply to give me 40, so let's look at 40. Let's look at the factors of 40. Well, what can multiply to give me 40? 1 times 40, or 2 times 20. 3 doesn't work. How about 4? 4 times 10. 5 times 8. 6, nothing. 7, nothing. So these are the multiples of 40. Okay. So you could even have 1 times 40, 2 times 10, 4 times 10. Wait, what? 2 times 20. Whoops. 2 times 20. 4 times 10. 5 times 8. And that's all, I think. Yep, that's it. So which of these numbers will add to give me 13? You can figure it out. So which of these numbers? Is it 1 and 40? Add to give me 13? 2 and 20? Which one of those 2 numbers will add up to a total of 13? And those are your 2 numbers. In how many ways can 4 boys stand in a line if 2 boys want to stand? Oh my god, here we go again. So there are 4 boys. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But 2 boys want to stand next to each other. Okay. So we just do, imagine, we treat this as 1 units, as 1 position, okay? So you got 3 times 2 times 1, which gives you 6. But then, remember AB can be switched. AB, so instead of AB you could have BA. So imagine you got 4 people, A, B, C, D. If A and B want to stand next to each other, they can stand AB or BA. So therefore so AB and BA, there's 2 possible. For AB, you're going to get 6 ways. For BA, you're going to get another 6 ways. So together, you get 6 plus 6, you get a total of 12 ways. The working out for this one is like this. You say 3 times 2 times 1, and then you times it by 2, because this could be AB or BA. If you're not sure if you just jump to this question and you're not sure what I just said, go back to, let me see, go back to this one here, question 1. Watch question 1 again and you will see what I mean, because I explain it in more detail in that one. Okay, moving on. So the answer is 12 ways, because this is 6 times 2 is 12 ways. Alright, next one. 9 people at the party all shook hands with each other. How many handshakes were there? Well, this will be 9 times by 8. 9 people can handshake with 8 other people, and that gives you 72. But then you have to divide it by 2 because we've got double count. So this is for double count. Okay. If you're not sure, go back to. If you're not sure what I mean by double count, go back to the previous page. I think it was this one here. No, not this one. It was probably page 1. Just go watch page 1 and you'll see what I mean. Okay, moving on. A farmer has goats and hens. There are 22 hens. Okay, here we go. We just draw a table. You got goats, you got hens, and you have the total. You got heads, and you have legs. There are 22 heads, which means there are 22 animals. Okay, 22. The total must be 22 for the heads, and there's 60 total legs. So we got guess and check. So let's just start with 11 goats, 11 hens. It's half. Okay. If there are 11 goats, how many legs are there? Remember, each goat has 4 legs, and each hen has only 2 legs. So how many legs are there for all the goats? If there are 11 goats, 11 times 4, that's 44. How many hens? There are 11 hens. 11 hens, each 2 legs. Each has 2 legs. So 11 times 2, that gives you 22. Does it add up to 66? Oh, sorry, does it add up to 60? No, it doesn't. It adds to 66 instead. So that means that we got too many of the goats. So we have to reduce the goats, because the goats have the most legs. If we reduce the guy with the most legs, we'll reduce this the total here. The total is 66. We'll reduce that number. So let's reduce the goats. Okay. So instead of 11 goats, let's change it to maybe 9 goats. Let's go down by 2. Or let's just go down by 3. Let's go to 8 goats. If there are 8 goats, how many hens are there? Well, 8 plus 14, right? 14 hens. Yeah. So 8 plus 14 give you 22. That's correct. Now let's see how many legs for the goats. If there are 8 goats, each have 4 legs. 8 times 4 is 32. And the hen is 2 times 14, which gives me 28. Does that give me 60? Yes, it does. So therefore, that's correct. How many goats are there? Easy. There are 8 goats. Done. Moving on to the next page. Alright, this is a revision. We do this every... Okay. These questions are most likely going to be in the test. So, hope you know how to do this by now. 67.5, you divide it by 5. Okay. You should get about 13 point something, or around 12 or 13. So yeah, make sure the answer's around there. You should know how to do that. Now we're going to add fractions. Okay, so to add fraction, the denominator must be the same. So we got 9 out of 10 plus with, I want this one to be a 10 as well, so I times it by 2. If I times the bottom number by 2, go times the top by 2, so I get 6 out of 10. And the answer is obviously 15 on 10, which can be simplified by divided by 5, which gives you a simplified number of 3 on 2. Okay, you can leave it like that, it's fine. Next one, we want to multiply whole numbers. I want this one to be 6, this one to be a 4. We want to multiply whole numbers. I don't like decimals. And then we get 24. Now, I'll put the 24 a bit further away. Okay, where's the decimal place? Decimal place is at the end of the number. Okay, now how did I turn a 0.6 into a 6? I moved decimal place to the right 1 time. And this one, move it to the right 2 times. So I made a move of 3 movements to the right. So therefore the answer, I must move it back 3 times. Okay, so to do that, I'm gonna have to put a couple zeros to see where the decimal place will land. Okay, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. It lands right there. So we're not interested in this first zero. We're only interested in the first zero before the decimal place. So therefore the answer is 0.024. Oops, hold on. Okay, so for question 4, all you want to do is just add the numbers up. So 8.7 plus 6. Now make sure you put the 6 on this side and the decimal there. Okay, because 6.0. It's not just 0. It's not, the 6 cannot go here. Next one is 0.22. All you gotta do is make sure all the decimals line up in the correct column there. And then anything that doesn't have any numbers, just put a 0 in it. So now that everything lines up, you can add them up, no problem. Next one is 3.1. Take away 0.44. Put a 0 there. Take away, very easy. Next one is we're gonna add these two together, so we can turn this one into an improper fraction. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So it turns into 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19 over 6. Plus with 3 on 5, we're going to make them into 30, so times it by 5, times it by 6, times it by 5, times it by 6. Times 19 by 5 will give you 95 over 30. Plus 18 on 30. And that'll give you 113 on 30. And then you can leave it like that, it's fine. Okay, moving on. Next one is, again, we have to change it to improper fraction. So we're going to have 5, 6, 7, 7 on 5 times it by 3 on 8. You can work it out. Next one, improper fraction, 9 on 2 divided by 3 on 5. When we divide, we make sure that this one is flipped upside down. So 9 on 2, this one becomes 5 on 3, and we change our divide into our times. And you can work it out, but make sure when you multiply these, that you can actually simplify some of the numbers here. This becomes a 1, this becomes a 3, so you can multiply that across a lot easier. Okay? And you don't have to also, after you do that, you don't have to simplify it anymore, because it's already simplified. Next one, increase 800 by 6%. So 800 is your 100%. It's the original number. So we want to get to 6%. We can go down to 1%, and then we can go to 6%. To go to 1%, we divide by 100. To go to 6%, we times it by 6. So we do the same thing here. Divided by 100. And times it by 6. Divided by 100 gives you 8. Times it by 6 is 48. So that means 800 increase by, now instead of 6%, we just say 48. Because that is your 6%. Okay? So that means just increase means plus. So 800 plus 48, get the answer. Find the amount if 30% is 42. So 30%, whoops. 30% is your 42. So find the amount, find the whole amount is what they want. So they want you to find 100%. So you can't go from 30 to 100 straight away. So we go from 30 maybe to 10%. Okay, you can do the rest. Increase how many years in 4 scores in 3 years? 1 score is 20 years, so 4 scores is 80 years, 3, 83. Change into a simple fraction, so 65%. You want to put into a fraction, put it over 100, and then simplify it. Make it as small as you can. Divide the top and bottom by something. 5 on 9, what's that as a percentage? Well, we know that 1 on 9 is equal to 0.1111 forever going. 5 on 9 is going to be 0.5555 and forever going. Now they want you to turn into a percentage. This is a decimal here. You want to turn to percentage. All you gotta do is times it by 100. So times this number by 100. What's going to happen? Decimal place going to jump 2 spaces to the right. So you're going to get 55.55%. And then 1 to the nearest percentage. So you can figure out what that's going to be. Next one, times it by 10, move decimal place to the right. Divide by 10, move decimal place back to the left. And that one's done. Next page. Okay, it's one of these clues again. So here, let's look at the. It says Michelle, Jason, and Benjamin. What else does it say? It says morning and lunch break, purple mitten, ski hat, and windbreaker. Okay. Jason, Benjamin went to the lost and found as soon as they finished lunch. Okay. And retrieve a ski hat and purple mitten. So Jason and Benjamin took the ski hat and purple mitten, which means that Michelle is the one that took the windbreaker. So Michelle's got the windbreaker. Now we also know that Benjamin and Jason also went as soon as they finished lunch. So therefore they did the lunch break. Okay, we don't need to know that. Oops. No, okay. Press on the wrong button. Let me just get rid of that for 1 second. Okay, so we know that we know that the windbreaker is Michelle, and we know that lunch break was for Jason and Benjamin, which means Michelle must be in the morning. Jason has never owned a purple mitten, so Jason doesn't own a purple mitten, which means that he owns a ski hat, and the purple mitten must go to. He must own the ski hat, and the purple mitten must go to Benjamin. You're done. Okay, this one, you can cross out the bottom part. The girl who designed the rainbow bookmark and the girl who's... Okay, so because it says girls and boys, we should clarify who's girl and who's boy. Obviously, Shannon is a girl. Laura is a girl. And Robert is a boy. The girl who designed the rainbow bookmark and the girl whose bookmark was printed on gold. So that means that Robert, since he's a boy, his one cannot be the one that's printed on gold, and his one cannot be the rainbow. So we can cross it out for him. Both stay for the... Okay, the pyramid bookmark was printed on gold. So that means that the pyramid bookmark cannot be Robert because it's printed on gold, and that belongs to a girl. Laura did. Alright, since we crossed out these two, that means that the only one left would be this one. Actually, I'll put that in blue. Okay, the only one left. Because there's only 3. This 3 is a one section, and this 3 is another section. Okay, so I'll put a line there so you can see. So since Robert didn't have the rainbow and pyramid, he has to have been the one that's got the garden then. Okay. Now it says Laura did not design the rainbow. Okay, so since Laura didn't design the rainbow, there's only one left, right? Because this one, since we tick Robert, we can cross out these other ones here. Okay, now since Laura did not design the rainbow, that means the only one left for Laura is the pyramid, and then the only one left for Shannon is the rainbow. So we got those. Now it says Robert's bookmark was not printed on pink. So if we can cross out pink, which means that the one that's for Robert must be the green. And since what else do we know? The pyramid bookmark was not printed on gold. The pyramid bookmark was not printed on gold. Wait, let me just cross out this one. The pyramid bookmark was not printed on gold. Robert's one was green, so there's only gold and pink left. If the pyramid bookmark was not printed on the gold, who had the pyramid? Okay, so since Laura had the pyramid, her one's not on gold. Therefore, her one has to be on pink. Since her one's on pink, that means that Shannon must be the one that's on gold, and you're done. Next page. Okay. Cross multiply. A 3-meter tree, so you got tree and you got shadow. Well, okay. Now 3-meter tree casts a 6-meter shadow. If another tree casts an 18-meter long shadow, how tall is the tree? Well, you look at the tree, it's just 3 times, the shadow is 3 times longer, so the tree must be 3 times taller, which means you can work it out there. Ellie worked 6 hours and earned $240. Okay, so we're comparing hours to dollar amount, so we put them in columns. So 6 hours is 240. We want to know how much to work for 9 hours, so let's go down. We can't go from 6 to 9 straight away, so let's go down to 3. We can go down to 3 by dividing it by 2, and then from 3 we can go to 9 by times it by 3. So I can divide this by 2, which gives me 120, and then I'll times it by 3. You can work it out. For every $5 Australian, so AU in US dollars, we're comparing those. So 5 Australian dollars is 15 US dollars. Alright, how much American dollars can I exchange for 4 UA dollars? Okay, so this one's 4. Now I'll teach you another technique. This is one where we've been using for quite a while now, right? I want to teach you the cross multiply technique now. When do we use cross multiply? Is when we have numbers that are hard to get to. For example, 5, I can't get to 4 easily. Normally I would tell you jump to 1 and then from 1 to 4, right? But here's another way. You can just go like this. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply across. So we're going to, okay, we multiply the 4 and the 15 and the 5 and the unknown. So what you're going to get is 4 times 15 is equal to 5 times an unknown number, the question mark there. Okay, 4 times 15 will give me 60, equals to 5 times something. So to get that something, all we got to do is take 60 and we divide it by 5, and that gives us 12. So therefore that number that we're missing, it has to be 12. Okay, so therefore the answer is 12 American dollars, so US dollars. Next one is workload. Okay, so we got men's. We're comparing men's to the number of days. So 5 men, 4 days. Takes 4 days. How long will it take 10 men? Well, from here to here we times it by 2. Now from here to here we must divide it by 2, because workload is the reverse. If you times here, you must divide here, and if you divide here, you must times here. Okay, it's the reverse. It's not the same as the one we did here, where we do the same thing: divide, divide, times, times. This one is reverse. So therefore 4 divided by 2, that gives me 2 days. And that makes sense, because the more people you have, the less time it takes to finish the job. You got more help. Next one is, again, we have men and days. So we put in the men's column and the days column. It took 6 men, 7 days. How long will it take? 21 men. Okay, so to go from that to that, I can't go from 6 to 21 straight away. So why not go down to 3? Because 3 you can jump to 21 by times it by 7. From 6 to 3 I can divide it by 2. Now we do the reverse on this side. So I'm going to put in blue so you see. So instead of dividing it by 2, I'm going to times it by 2. Instead of dividing it by times it by 7, I divide it by 7, and you get the answer there. Alright, next one is you got pigs. You're comparing the number of pigs and the number of days. If there are 4 pigs, it took 4 pigs 9 days. Okay, how long would it take for 6 pigs? So 6 pigs, okay, I can't go from 4 to 6 straight away, so I'll do 4 to 2. I can go to 2, I divide it by 2, and then I times it by 3. And now, because this is workload, I do the reverse. I'm going to times it by 2, and then I'm going to divide it by 3. And you can get the answer for those yourself. Okay, that's the last page. Hope that helps.